Well, hello there. Welcome to my channel. I am Tammy Butler with Kingdom Builders Ministry, where we're taking the gospel of Jesus Christ to the marketplace one spiritual day at a time. Well, thank you for joining me on today. I am so excited to have you as we start with this topic on today of perseverance and talking about how to persevere. I feel like this is an important topic because it's going to set the stage for this 2021 year. It's going to set the temperature of how you're going to come into the new year. Well, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. We're doing many topics like this where we're talking about don't give up and don't quit and how to believe in yourself. So many things that's going to be important to you in this new season. Well, I know I've worked in the fitness industry for many, many years, and this is the time when you get more people that's going to be doing their New Year's resolutions. Many of you have may already set that up as of now, talking about maybe you want to, lose a particular amount of weight, whether it's 5 pounds, whether it's 15 pounds, 25 pounds. It is all doable. But what I have seen over the years, in the 10 plus years that I've worked in the fitness industry, is when the smoke clears, when the months go on and you get around the month of March, and many people at that time may have fallen off due to many different things. But one of the things that I recognized that was missing was perseverance. How to persevere. I'm one that had to learn that over the years. I had a knee injury years ago that left me very, very overweight and very uncomfortable. And I mean, even to walk and just do basic things like walking was a challenge for me. When I, would sleep at night, it would wake me up during the night, the pain in my knee. And I knew that there was something that had to be done. Whereas when I do this new thing or do this new way of taking care of myself, I was going to have to get those pounds out of the way. And what it turned out was that I had to lose 50 pounds in order for that knee challenge to go away. So guess what I had to figure out? You got it. I had to figure out how to persevere. So now let's see what the Webster Dictionary has to say about perseverance. What is the definition of it? Perseverance is persistence in doing something despite the difficulty or the delay in achieving it. Some things are not going to be instant gratification. Some things we're going to have to dig in. Some things that we're going to have to settle in and just be like, okay, I don't care what comes. I have to make sure that I stick with this plan. Because as we come into this new year, we're still bringing in some of the garbage from last year. Some of the things that happened the year before are still following us. We still have COVID that's in the atmosphere. The unemployment is still there. The stimulus checks, many people are waiting on their stimulus checks. Did you get yours? Well, I'm here to tell you during this season, we're going to have to don't give up. We're going to have to don't stop. We're going to have to don't quit. We're going to have to persevere. So when I look at perseverance and the persistence of it, it's a continuance of a course of action in spite of the difficulty or the opposition. Things are not going to always be easy. We're going to have oppositions in this world. We're going to have challenges that we're going to face. And I mentioned a couple of them just with the season that we're in. waiting on your stimulus checks, lack of employment, even lack of opportunities. But I'm here to tell you, even though opportunities may not be there, don't stop. Even though you may not see the change right now, don't quit. I'm here to let you know that I'm your biggest cheerleader. Don't give up and don't give in to the temptations. Sometimes we can just get into what's called a comfort zone. Whereas we're looking at, okay, well, it's been this way for quite some time. So what's going to make the difference? What's going to make the change? But I want to let you know there's something deep down inside of you. I want to let you know that you're made for this time. You're made for this season. You're made for this challenge. And if you don't give in to the opposition, if you don't give into the difficulties, if you continue to press in, you're going to see the victory that is there waiting for you. I'm talking about having courage in the face of trials, having courage in the face of difficulties, not backing down. Yeah, I know that we're in an uncertain season. I know that we're in an uncertain time, but welcome to this new year. We can wipe the slate clean and look at this new year and say, you know what? I may not have did that particular project that I was going to do back then, but I'm going to complete it now. I'm going to decide to make it happen. I'm going to decide to continue with what was started so that I don't stop, that I don't give up, and that I don't quit. Philippians 4:13 says that we can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That's what I'm telling you, that there's a strength that lives inside of each and every one of us. There's an ability to overcome any circumstance, any trial, anything that we could ever face. It doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't matter how tough it is, because there's things that are in us that is waiting to come out of us. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give up. I'm talking about the strength that we can have to go beyond in ways, to go beyond just the good times. It's easy to find strength in good times when everything is going well. That's not an opposition. That's not a difficulty. That's not a hard thing to do. Yes, I could be happy in good times. Things are going well. I'm enjoying myself. So there's nothing there that, is propelling me to keep going. So in good times, it's hard to find strength in just good times. In those everything is okay moments. We don't need to dig deep because things are going our way. For many of you coming into the new year, I pray that this new year has come in banging. I pray that it's coming in with everything that you have been believing God for, that everything is working in your favor. But I'm talking about what if it isn't? What I'm telling you tonight is that we're going to find the strength. We're going to find the courage to dig deep inside of us, to don't stop, to don't quit, to don't give up, and to persevere on. So we're not talking about those easy times when, things are okay and things are going well. We're talking about strength when it's times of turmoil. We're talking about strength when there's times of pain. Do you know that that's what set us apart as believers? That we're able to dig deep and to go above and beyond what we even know that we could do. There's things that I'm on the other side of that I have no idea how I got there. Yeah, I can ramble off a few things and say, well, I did a little of this and I did a little of that. But when I look at the overall picture or the bigger picture, sometimes you just don't know how you made it to where you are. So as a believer, we have something uniquely that's inside of each and every one of us. But you may say, well, you know what? I'm not a believer at this time. That's okay. That's all right. I'm hoping that by the time this message is over, by the time this episode is over, that you'll say, you know what? I want to have what you have. Whatever it is that you're running on, whatever it is that you've developed, whatever it is that is working the strength inside of you, I want to have some of that. So let's take a look at that. As believers, as I said, we're able to, get through the most difficult times. And James is, a great one to let us see that. James knew the type of struggle that we were going to have today. I'm talking about James in the Word. James 1, 2 through 4, it tells me that consider it joy. Now, what is he talking about? Consider it joy. He's talking about consider these struggles joy. Because he knows that there's something inside of each and every one of us that is going to develop something that's going to come out that we're going to need, that is preparing us for growth, that is preparing to make us sharp, that is developing us for everything that is there, that every challenge, I'm calling those challenges opportunities. We may not see them as opportunities on today, but every challenge that we are faced is an opportunity for us to overcome it. So as I said, James knew what that was. James 1, 2 through 4 says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters. He said, joy whenever you face trials of different kinds. We talked about some trials at the beginning of this episode. We talked about COVID just a little bit, just to list a few of them. We talked about the unemployment. We talked about the stimulus checks. We talked about challenges that we're going through in our daily lives. Well, these are considered as trials. And I'm hoping that you see that you can take this trial and look at it as a joyous thing. Now, look, I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy, because there's things that still catch my attention. There's things that I'm still developing. There's things that I'm still growing in. There's things that I'm still walking through. But I just want to let you see that if you look at this as an opportunity, as a way to persevere, as a way to be persistent, as a way to don't stop, don't quit, as a way to never give up. So consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of diverse situations, trials of many kinds. But let me tell you why. This is something that I still have to develop and get deep down inside of me, because it's telling me that it's only a test. But when you're going through it, you may not feel like it's a test. When you're going through it, you may feel like the entire world is on your shoulders, that everything is coming up against you, that nothing is working right, that the rent is due or the mortgage is due and the car note is due and your job is laying people off. Well, if this is only a test, this is not a test that I like. I don't like this kind of test. But it's a necessary test. It's a necessary test in order to get you to persevere. It's a necessary test in order to get me to persevere. Just like I talked about when I worked in the fitness industry. There was tons of people that came in with their New Year's resolution that was saying, oh, I'm going to lose X amount of pounds. I want to look like this picture. Many times they would even have pictures that they would show me and tell me that they want to look like that. They want to have a six pack. They want to get their butt together. You know, they want to have their beach body. But they was missing what it took in order to have that dream a reality. So I'm telling you to dream big. Yes, I'm telling you to think big, but I'm also letting you know you're going to have to dig big. You're going to have to dig deeper into who you are in order to have that success. So consider it joy. Why? Because it's the testing of our faith that creates perseverance, that develops perseverance. It's perseverance and faith working together, because guess what happens? When those two things work together and come together, we're not wanting anything. We're not lacking anything. We're not falling in the box of being anxious. You know, I'm here to tell you this is a remedy that will help you to be anxious for nothing. It will allow you to not lack in any area, in any way, to have courage in the face of adversity. You know, we're going to need it in the face of the things that we're experiencing during this time. To do not back down, to have courage in the face of COVID. Don't back down. To have courage in the face of fear. Don't back down. To never give up, to never quit. Let's look at the definition of persistence, because it's a part of perseverance. It says a continuance in a course of action, in spite of the difficulty, in spite of the opposition. Let's look at that again. Continuance in a course of action. What's your course of action on today? What are you believing for in this new season? What are you believing for in 2021? I'm telling you, don't back down, to dream big. I'm going to share a story with you of this company that was a brand new company, that all they had was a dream, that all they could do was to dream big. All they had was hope. All they had was faith, because they didn't have any money. They didn't have any resources, but they had hope to be able to do great things, to be able to be someone great, and to walk in greatness. But they had a vision, because without a vision, guess what? We perish. Without a vision, we don't have direction for where we're going. You know, the word doesn't tell us that we have to have money. The word doesn't tell us that we have to have sources. The word doesn't tell us that we have to have these great connections. But what it does tell us is that don't stop, don't give up, don't quit, to persevere until the end. So a part of that definition of perseverance is persistence. And it's a continuance in a course of action in spite of the difficulty, in spite of the opposition. You know, that word reminds me of tenacity. You know, tenacity is being very determined. Tenacity just means that I'm going to be like a dog with a bone. I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to back away from this dream that has been living inside of me, this dream that has been bubbling inside of me, this dream that has been waiting to come out. You know, there's a dream inside of each and every one of us. And you may say, well, you know, this just isn't the right time, or this just isn't the right season, or this just isn't the right opportunity. But I'm telling you, you got to make your opportunity. You got to make your own way. And in making your own way, you're going to find that perseverance is going to get you to where you want to be. So as I was telling you that I was going to share with you of this story about this young company and how they got started in life. And this company is called Dress for Success. You know, they were not known by anyone, and all they had was a vision. All they had was a dream that was so big that they didn't know how they were going to accomplish this dream. A dream that was going to require great resources, a dream that was going to require great provision. And so, as they were developing this dream, they started getting it out into the atmosphere. They started meeting others and telling others what that dream was, you know, speaking about it. Death and life are in the power of our words, and they that love it will bear the consequences of it. They started persevering with the words that they were putting into the atmosphere. And by putting those words into the atmosphere, they found others of like minds. You know, you can find other people with like minds that are interested in getting behind your vision. Other people with like minds that when they hear your words, it leaps in their belly. You know, that's like the scriptures talked about in the Bible when Mary went to her cousin Elizabeth. After Mary had the meeting with the Holy Spirit coming upon her and letting her know that her name was going to live on forever, that she was going to be forever known, that she was going to be called blessed by many and by all. She was going to be the mother of Jesus. But she said, how can this be? I don't even know a man. But when she went to share this vision, this dream, this encounter with her cousin Elizabeth, the baby leapt in Elizabeth's stomach and in her spirit and let her knew that the words were living words. I'm here to tell you, your words are living. Your words have power. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give up. Persevere till the end. So that's all this company had. A vision in their words, a vision to speak it out to others, a vision to get others excited and to get them motivated about the dream that they have, the dream to one day have their apparel line to go around the world, the dream of one day having a fashion design license, a fashion design business. You know, so it all started off with the dream. You know, they went to school and they got the degree behind them. They started talking with others and sharing that vision with others and getting others excited about it, getting others involved in it, getting others wanting to invest in it. That's all it takes, family. The word doesn't say that you have to have great wealth. I've not seen that anywhere because we're already stewards of great wealth. And that great wealth that we're stewards of is right here. Oh, family, you got everything that you need. It's already inside of you. In these difficult times, these difficult situations, looking like there's no opportunities, that's what causes you to persevere. So as I was talking about this founder of Dress for Success, they went out with their vision in hand. They went out with their dream in hand. That was big, to start this apparel company and see this line go around the world. You know, that's a big dream. That's not anything small. And what you have inside of you is the same thing. It's something big. It's something hot. You're on the pulse of something. You're ready to develop something. You're ready for greatness. You're ready to make something happen. Well, don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give up, and persevere till the end. So they started meeting these investors and getting people involved with them to share in this dream and in this vision. And they put together a prototype, a line of sorts of different products of apparel wear. And when they put this line together, they introduced it to one of the local stores here in New Orleans, Louisiana. And the CEO of the store fell in love with it. The CEO just got swept up in the vision. The CEO didn't ask, well, how much money you got? The CEO didn't ask, well, what's this, how you going to get this out there? How you going to manufacture it? How you going to do? They got swept up in the vision. The word tells me, as I said a little bit earlier, without a vision, we perish. But our mouth is like a ready writer, a skillful writer, a writer that is waiting to develop, a writer that is waiting to write what's inside of you. So as they went forth and met with this local CEO, and the CEO was excited about it. They saw that this was something great to go into their children's line, into their boys' line and into their girls' line. So they were like, let's continue to meet about this because I can see that this is going to be something that can take off and is going to help them. Now, here this was just a dream, was just a vision. But now this person that has the resources, now this person that has the means, because they're in this department store that is 5 stories tall on Canal Street. I don't know how many of you may remember this department store, and you can look it up because it's now condos, but it was called Krause Department Store. And it was 5 stories at the time. And I can remember shopping there as I was a child. There was the place to go to get all sorts of items. Well, they got the CEO involved, and the CEO got them in touch with their children's department, the person that was over the girls' line, the person that was over the young boys' line. Meetings started taking place, whereas they wanted to know, what can we do to back this? How can we get this so that we can get it into our stores? And one thing led to another. And we were able to continue those types of meetings and concepts during that time. And I'm giving the story away just a little bit because I'm getting excited about it. When I think about what perseverance will do, when I think about what dreaming big will do, when I think about don't stop, don't quit, don't give up will do. This is what I want you to get out of this message today. I want you to get out of that. It doesn't matter what I'm facing. It doesn't matter the season, but perseverance will get me through. My faith in God will get me through. Knowing that I can continue to go without $1 in my pocket. I did not have $1 at the time to put toward this vision. So as I said, I'm getting ahead of myself. But this young company went in, got the CEO involved. They started talking about how the products was going to be manufactured. The young founder went out and found a company in order to manufacture these products, this apparel line, made those connections, still all without a penny. Spoke to the manufacturing company, got them excited about the vision, wrote the vision, made it plain, spoke it into existence, bearing the consequences. Death and life are in the power of your words. And whatever side you decide will be the consequences. Well, these were the consequences of perseverance. These were the consequences of not giving up. These were the consequences of bearing the fruit that would snowball, that would go on to grow into something very amazing in that season. Oh, I tell you, there's no season that's too difficult. There's no season that's too hard. I know it may feel that way. There's sometimes I feel the pressure coming in from all angles. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter. One plus God is the majority. You got what it takes in order to persevere. So here, this young entrepreneur with only the dream made the connection with the manufacturing company to manufacture this apparel line. Still no money, zero money. You are a steward of great wealth. Can you say that with me? I am a steward of great wealth, and that great wealth lives right here. It lives in your mouth. It lives in your words. It lives inside of you, waiting to come out. So this entrepreneur made the connections with the manufacturing company. And everything started coming together because the person, that the CEO of the manufacturing company, got excited about the vision. I'm talking about dream big. I'm talking about in 2021, let's do some great things. You know, when my husband teaches his messages, he talks about 5 companies that have become billionaires in 2021. You know, your Facebook, your Amazons, you know, and there's some other ones that he's mentioned in his teachings in the past. And during that season, we were able to go out with no money. It was a dead season. It was a dry season. There was nothing that appeared to be flowing at that time. But what was flowing was my words. What was flowing was death and life and the choices that was made during that season. So the CEO of the manufacturing company got excited about it and wanted to know what was needed to be done in order to get that connection started, in order to build that brand, in order to make that marriage, in order to come together, in order for this vision to go on and be all that it needed to be. I'm telling you, this is something to be excited about because I see that same thing with you. And in closing, I'm going to pray for that same spirit to be upon you. I'm going to pray for that same spirit of perseverance to be on you. Don't have a lazy spirit. Don't have a neglectful spirit. Don't have a spirit of bitterness. Don't have a spirit of, I just can't do it. Because all things are possible to the believer. So that company was started with the words, no money, and dare to dream big, dare to believe, dare to be bigger and dream bigger than what we have in front of us. You know, your character will help you to develop in that area. Because you can't have a character where you run and hide when things get hard, when times get hard. You know, there's many times I want to just stick my head in the sand. Can't do it. I have to face what is going on in the atmosphere. I have to face the challenge. You know, me being in front of the camera, this is one of my challenges. I'm the person behind the scene. I'm the person making the videos. I'm the person that's encouraging my husband, setting things up for my husband, setting the atmosphere to have him to go forward. But yet here I am. That's because I can't stop. I can't quit. I can't give up. I have to keep persevering and keep digging in. So let's look at what kind of character you have to have. You have to have a character that you can't, as I said, hide your head in the sand. You can't, run and just be like, it's too big for you. You have to have the moral qualities and they develop. Some things you don't even know you have until you get going. Some things you don't even know you have until they develop. So I want to tell you that they're there. You just have to have a reason for them to come out. So many great things happened during that season. Not only did the local store carry, those lines in the boys and girls department of apparel wear, of uniforms that was being carried. The manufacturing company that the CEO was so excited about manufacturing this line. All of this was done with no money down and shipping it out to various cities all across the world. We even had to order fabric internationally. All this was done because we were stewards of great wealth right here in our mouths. Well, if you have not figured it out at this time, that young CEO during that season was me. It was a vision that God had given me. It was a dream that I had dreamed that was showing me that I was going to have this apparel line that was going to travel all over the world. Pay attention to your dreams, family, because you don't know how God wants to use you. You don't know what victories are there, because when one door closes, another one will open. So this manufacturing plant was manufacturing out of Eunice, Louisiana. And we were shipping products to cities like Chicago. We were shipping to Florida. We was states and different selected cities. But we were shipping all over, just like the dream showed me many, many years ago. Now, it would have been easy for me to stop. It would have been even easier for me to quit. But the thing that I had to make sure that I did not do was to give up. Well, that's where perseverance comes from. It comes from a dream. It comes from something deep inside of you that is letting you know to don't stop, to don't quit, to never give up. Well, in closing, I'd like to pray with you. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this listening audience, for everyone that will hear this message. I pray that they realize that there's a dream inside of them, that there's a vision that's inside of them, that there's greatness that's inside of them, and that you are leading them to something bigger than what they've seen. Many of you I know are waiting to see something bigger, but I want you to know that God has that in store for you. So I pray that my Heavenly Father will share those desires of your heart so that you can see that they are obtainable. You can see that those difficulties are reachable. You can see that perseverance is something that's obtainable. I pray that the eyes of your understanding is enlightened and opened on today, so that you can see that there's blessings all around us. There's blessings everywhere, but all you have to do is plug into the blessing that's there. Two people could be sitting together, and one sees the blessing and the other one doesn't. Why is that? Because they're unable to tap into the blessing that is already inside of them. So I pray that this message has opened your eyes on today and has stirred up everything that has been there inside of you for 2021. Now, don't be like the ones that start their New Year's resolution and get into the gym and by March they're fizzled out. Because as I shared with you, there's one secret that I saw that many of them did not have, and that was the ability to persevere. When I lost those 50 pounds, it was the ability to persevere. When I started the company Dress for Success with no money, it was the ability to persevere. Well, I am Tammy Butler with Kingdom Builders Ministry, and I hope that you have gotten many, many nuggets out of this message that you've heard on tonight. And for my husband, Leonard Lewis Butler, we love you very, very, very much. But Jesus loves you way more than that. Well, good night, everyone. We'll see you on the next episode.